CBS NFL analysts Brock Vereen and Damien in with reaction. And fellas, we can't overreact to preseason action, but we do have to react. Damien, we're looking for certain things here. And for Bears fans, they've had to listen to a lot of scuttlebutt, let's say, in the media over past weeks about not being able to hit nets. Looked like Caleb Williams hit the mark on this one.
Yeah, they look pretty good to me. And I mean, that was from top to bottom. I don't care about the fact that it was the Chicago Bears starters against the Bills' second team for the first two drives. I don't care about any of that. When the second team got in, when the third team got in, the Bears just looked like the better team today. They looked like the more complete team, the team that was ready to go from the first whistle into the last whistle. And it showed. Caleb Williams, excuse me. This is the best we've seen him look since his days at USC. The operation looked clean. In and out of huddle, the communication from the sideline. He looked comfortable in the pocket. He made great decisions. He was hitting his tight ends in the middle of the field. And something that impressed me the most that I have to admit, there was a play where the pocket collapsed and he rolled out to his right. And what did he do? Instead of trying to extend the play and play superhero ball, he just threw the ball out of bounds. And he's starting to realize and mature, hey, we just have to live to fight another down. On top of all of the offensive execution, if you just play with that mindset of just play the next play, keep the ball in our hands, keep us in a position to where we have the ball on our side and we have an opportunity to go down and score, that is what we've been looking for with Caleb Williams, and we saw that on display tonight.
Competence. The word of the day for the Chicago Bears is competence, and that is not what the offense has looked like really in years, but in regards to the career of Caleb Williams for a year. Now, I see trust in an offense from Caleb Williams. Damien brings up the play of the game was Caleb throwing the ball away, and you could hear some cheers from the crowd, a little tongue-in-cheek, but they were necessary. And that is what happens when a quarterback trusts his coach. I can give up on this play because my coach is going to dial up something, and I'm going to get the ball out on time. Caleb's career throughout college was being a hero, and last year we saw him feeling like he had to be a hero. He couldn't take sacks. He couldn't throw the ball away. He had to do it all. He had to be that Heisman man. We see a quarterback who trusts his coach, who trusts his offense, and therefore we get the best version of that quarterback. The Bears did not win the Super Bowl today, but man, was that insightful to see. Was it a step in the right direction? Yes.
I will tell you this, Chicago Bears did not score an opening drive touchdown a year ago. 1 for 1 here in game 2 of the preseason, a drive that started at their own 8-yard line. Looked like a quarterback on task and in rhythm. And thanks to the relationship that's budding with his new head coach here in Ben Johnson, who's known to get the most out of his guys. We see a 10th overall pick featured in the tight end, and Colston Loveland. We see a second-rounder in Luther Burden have his impact both in the run and pass game. Brock, when you look at the leadership of Ben Johnson and what he's expected to bring to this Bears franchise, what are some of the markers you're looking for in the preseason to let you know this is a team bought in?
He shows no emotion, and that's what I love about him. He is black and white. He's going to tell it like it is. If you just read off a bunch of Ben Johnson quotes, you would think he's bashing his team every single time he opens his mouth, but that's what they need. They need some tough love. That's what Chicago needs and what they've needed for a very long time. Someone to tell them like it is. The fans need to know this is not 1985, but man, are we trying to get back there. I'm not trying to tell these players what they want to hear. I'm not trying to tell the fans what they want to hear. I'm telling this city and this franchise what they need to hear. And he can do that because he's done it before. He's had the most feared offense for some years now across the entire NFL. It's a smash mouth type of football. And if he can continue to get the most out of this young quarterback, he can do exactly what he did in Detroit. It's going to take some time, but he's letting everyone know I've done it before and I can do it again.
Yeah, Brock, you hit the nail right on the head. And I can say I saw that tonight from the way that the second team offense played, the third team offense. When Bajent was in there, the level of execution was still, I think his first 4 or 5 drives ended in touchdowns. They only punted twice up until the point where we came on air. Like the level of consistency, the level of execution, the expectation that Ben Johnson has set is not only resonating with Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, his starters, but it's also being filtered throughout the entire team. Guys who are trying to make the team, guys who are trying to make that 53-man roster. They're not going out here and trying to do something special that's beyond the means of what they're asked to do. They're just going out, they're doing their job. Receivers are getting open, they're catching the ball. The tight ends were a good part of the passing game today. They tried to get the run game going, and the defense played well. So again, whether it's the starters, whether it's the second team, the third team, we know it's preseason, so everybody's going to get their opportunities. So as a head coach, and especially a head coach with the foundation that Ben Johnson has, going into Chicago where it's been very lackluster, seeing that filter all throughout your older guys, your veterans, your younger guys that are trying to get a seat on the bus, that's very encouraging, and that's exactly the kind of culture that Ben Johnson is trying to bring to Chicago.
Yeah, didn't punt much here on Sunday night in prime time, but might be an all-pro leg there too in Torrey Taylor. Kid can boom it. Just trying to punt less this season, those Chicago Bears. Let's go broader here. The action on Sunday left us wanting some and seeing some. Damien, your biggest riser, your biggest winner, if you will, out of the action, Bears, Bills, or elsewhere?
Well, I mean, we're just going to continue having the same conversation. It's Caleb Williams, and I'll say it again. It's because of the fact this is the best we've seen Caleb Williams since he left USC. I get it. It's preseason. I get it. The Bills' first-team defense wasn't out there. But what was Caleb Williams supposed to do? He was supposed to go out there, understand the scheme, understand the system, especially considering we've heard a lot of talk throughout camp about how he's having growing pains adjusting to this new system, having to digest so much information and get so much information out to the rest of his teammates pre-snap, reading post-snap, not trying to play that hero ball. And he did all of that tonight. He played within his means. He stayed in the pocket when he needed to. Again, we already mentioned him getting out of the pocket, making a good decision to throw the ball away. He hit his targets in stride. All of his passes were on point, whether it was third down, whether it was a touchdown. He did everything right today, and that's all you can ask for Caleb Williams going in from year one to year two.
Damien, I'm going to the earlier game and the other side of the ball. New Orleans cornerback Quincy Riley, the rookie out of Louisville. Now, he's with the second team, but he was playing against Jacksonville starters, which means he was lined up against Brian Thomas, and he held his own. He absolutely held his own. There was a dropped pass that Quincy Riley won't get the PBU on, but it's because the receiver heard footsteps. Then he handled his own one-on-one down the field. Now, his timing was perfect. Why? Because Alontae Taylor, the starting nickelback for New Orleans, is out with injury, which thrust him up into the nickelback role throughout practice. And how does he back that up? Well, in this preseason game, he holds his own as well. This is the 31st ranked pass defense from a season ago, and every position in that secondary, therefore, is wide open. That is how you stamp your name in that mix of that secondary. What a performance by Quincy Riley.
Brock, in that vein, I mean, folks are trying to make rosters here. We're trying to feed families in some instances, and it can come down to just a few reps, what you're able to put on tape when given your opportunity. Not all rise to that moment. Who maybe succumbed to the pressure in your eyes here on Sunday?
Unfortunately, Buffalo safety Cole Bishop. The story for him has been a tumultuous one so far. Last year, he gets drafted, misses a lot of rookie camp with an injury, ends up playing in 16 games, but gives up big plays. How does that lead into this year? He's out with injury, and Coach McDermott had some questionable remarks about him, saying we're getting short on time with Cole Bishop, saying it remains to be seen what he can do for us. Well, he started this game. Not many Buffalo starters started, but Cole Bishop did. Damien knows that's a bad sign, and he gets routed for a touchdown from Olamide Zaccheaus. Does it really matter if you get routed for a touchdown once? No, but when the knock on you is health, and when you are available, you give up big plays, you cannot let that happen. DeMar Hamlin is back there. Taylor Rapp, when he returns from injury, is also back there in that safety mix. Unfortunately, Cole Bishop did not take advantage of the opportunity he had tonight.
Yeah, bro, I'm going to go back to the earlier game like you did, and I'm going to go with Tyler Shuck, quarterback for the Saints. And listen, there was a lot of noise made when he was drafted. A lot of it was because he was drafted before Shedeur Sanders, but overall, a lot of people just didn't see the talent. And when I watch him play, I think back to an old quote from my favorite movie, Friday Night Lights, when they talked about Mike Winchell, and they said, you know, he's very good at handing off the ball, and every once in a while, he throws a pretty good pass. That's what I see when I see Tyler Shuck. He's going to be great at handing the ball off to Alvin Kamara, but what else do you get? A good throw here, a good throw there. I mean, a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL can do that, but guess what? Not all of them are starters. And then on top of that, you put Spencer Rattler, you welcome Spencer Rattler into the game with a 17-3 deficit. And what does Spencer Rattler do? He leads the team all the way back to end up tying the game because we don't play overtime in preseason. But then you just make the quarterback controversy that much hotter because, again, you're the first round pick. Spencer Rattler has been dealt a hand to which he thinks may be unfair, but a lot of it may be because NFL executives, coaches have seen certain things from him to where they don't think that he can produce at the NFL level. But again, he's given another shot because Tyler Shuck can't just come in as a first-round pick and take over the reins of this Kellen Moore offense. He looks confused. He looks surprised when blitzes come his way. And he just doesn't look like somebody that's ready to be the starting quarterback of an NFL team that has such a serious fan base, that has so much energy in the city, and they want to return to greatness. So again, now we have to look at Spencer Rattler and talk about how great of a performance he had to come back from behind to tie this game up, and all of a sudden we're not talking about Tyler Shuck anymore, other than, well, he's our first round pick, and every once in a while he throw a pretty good pass, and that's it.
I thought you were going to give us a party at Taylor's house, Billingsley. You know, you make the plays, and you're going to be celebrated post-game. We're celebrating one and not the other. Damien Harris, I say thank you to you. Brock Vereen, I say happy birthday to you. Appreciate you spending some of it with us. That's how we wrap the night. The NFL preseason, we will wrap the week on Monday night. The Bengals and the Commanders, and reportedly, a couple series of Jaden Daniels.